Anyway, so I hope you guys will come. But meanwhile, this is 2 o'clock in Sydney now. So I'm going to welcome you all officially. And I'm pretty sure in stage 1, I talk about what the meaning of this greeting. Okay, so in case you haven't, this is the official greeting in China for the Chinese martial art world. And when we were training in China, we always started with this greeting. And I think it's very meaningful. Strength, inner strength, the finger together is friendship, bang and thumb is immunity, and that together is a mutual respect and a friendship among the world of Chinese martial arts. But in my case, I adapt it for Tai Chi for health. We don't talk about martial arts much. If I do, it's just to help you to understand the inner, where the energy is. But we don't want people, when you become instructors, we have a rule that you don't touch each other. It's not a good idea to touch your participants, even though you are very friendly and trying to help them, but you just don't know what problem people have. For example, I have arthritis for 61 years now. Before I retire, one of the doctorate, you know, I usually shake hands with my male patients when they come in. And some people really grip you tight. And when you got arthritis in the hands, then it's a good thing I know Tai Chi, then I bring my inner energy there and I can take it, but it's not present. And you just don't know. Some people look normal, but their arthritis can be so bad or other problems. So actually, we can teach very, very well without touching people. In fact, even better. So this is one of the things, part of our rules really, no touching, then you don't get into trouble and you don't give people discomfort either. But let me just start with, so the self-pay system, it's almost like came from the pandemic because of the limitation. Then I have a little bit more time, and also I start doing online lessons, and then I realized a system like that will really help. So I started, this is the very first I started, and this is of course our friendships program. You probably also heard that too from stage 1. And by the way, congratulations, everybody done stage 1. We're going to be great. Actually, we probably don't have to do much, just be good friends for the next 2 days and you'll be fine. Yeah, so I created Tai Chi for Arthritis, and Tai Chi for Arthritis is recognized and support by CDC, Arthritis Foundation around the world, health department around the world. It has most evidence. We have over 30 studies on this very program. So it's really good. We usually would like people to start Tai Chi for Health program with Tai Chi for Arthritis because it's really mature, as you already know. And this way of preparation, so far, all the master trainers who have conducted has found the participants are the best prepared, and we have the best instructors from this system. And of course, I've been doing Tai Chi for Arthritis instructor training for many, many years now, since I created it 22, 23 years ago. We attract the nicest people, you know, people who care about older people and who care about healing, about helping others. So I find that a wonderful job to meet everybody who really belongs to. We have one thing in common. You care about people, you care about helping people. I can almost assume that I hardly ever met one who's not. Except in the early days, I had some people from some martial art Tai Chi association. They want to, like a spy, they want to see what I do. And some of them challenge me in martial arts. But people know what we do now. They don't bother to do that anymore. We've got real people now. Okay, so before I start, I'm going to start with everybody introduce each other, and then we're going to do some practice together, and then we're going to do some talks together. And I think you all have the lesson plan. It will be a structure. We will move, just change as necessary. And it's a really perfect number, so we have lots of personal time. Feel free to say anything. Just make sure you mute yourself before you talk. And then when you're not talking, if you hear an echo, then please mute yourself so we get more clear sound from people who talk. So were there any questions before I go on? Okay, feel free to raise your hand, either use the Zoom or just raise your hand. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with what we usually do, get to know each other. And so what I'd like you to do is introduce yourself very briefly. Start with where you're from. We can see your name. So maybe you're welcome to say, for example, like me, you can call me Paul, or you can call me Dr. Lam, but I prefer people call me Paul. Australian people are very casual. We find that more comfortable. But when I first went to USA, that was so hard for my USA friends to do. So I don't mind, either way is fine. You can say, I'm Andrea and I prefer people to call me Andrea, that's fine. Just so that you know my daughter is Andrea, but not the Andrea we have now. So introduce your name, and I'm from Sydney, Australia. And just very brief history that's got to do with this workshop. So I've been a doctor and I've been a Tai Chi teacher, and I created Tai Chi for Health programs. Over the last, the program was created 23 years ago, and the other program came later. And the goal I have this workshop is to make you all great instructors, great ambassadors to the Tai Chi for Health vision. So I'm going to just make it easier for us to go around. I'm going to just ask who to start next. Just on my screen. And also, before I do that, I'm going to make Sylvia and Kadaki the co-hosts. So in case anything happens, you can take over. And who else is really comfortable with Zoom? Okay, Andrea, of course, that's a good name. I'm going to make you a co-host too. So then we have two groups of co-hosts. Anybody else like to be co-host? Raise your hands. Thank you, co-host. That's okay. All right. Anytime you change your mind, you can just raise your hands and I'll make you co-host. Right. So we're going to start with Andrea, and then from my screen, next is Christine, and then next is Trevor, Ilona, Tom, Sharon, Nima, and Manji, and then Sylvia and Kadaki. Please.
Thank you, Paul. My name is Andrea. I am in Seattle, Washington. My history is that I am an occupational therapy assistant, and when COVID happened and everything shut down in all of our assisted living and independent living facilities, they had me start teaching classes virtually, and the class was a fall prevention Tai Chi program, and I fell in love with it. So that's all I do now. So I definitely wanted to learn this program because I've kind of followed Paul and done his videos of my own for myself. I also have arthritis and a few other things. And I want to be able to bring this to my students. Thank you.
All right, my name is Christine. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, here in the USA. A history about me, I just started a new job as a wellness coordinator at a nonprofit organization that is designed to help mostly older adults across multiple parishes across Southeast Louisiana. I will be assigned to teach multiple programs such as Tai Chi to older adults in 10 different parishes across our state. So I'm excited to learn Tai Chi so that way I can share the practice and really get older adults into the practice and help better their quality of life.
Thank you, Christine. It's nice. Go ahead, Trevor. Yeah.
Okay, my name's Trevor, and I'm currently living in Canberra, Australia. I'm originally from England and migrated here 20 years ago. 2 years ago, I moved into a lifestyle retirement village where a lovely lady named Pauline O'Donnell started Dr. Lam's program for Tai Chi amongst many of the residents. So I've been doing that with her, and she's encouraged me to become an instructor to help her out so that we can pass on this skill to the other residents. So I'm excited about helping her out and looking forward to learning more. Thank you.
Great, Trevor.
My name is Ilona, and I'm from Germany, the most northern part from Germany near Denmark, in Flensburg. And I had a bad injury in my back. I'm a former pilot, and during my work, I injured my back, my spine, so I had to retire. And just by accident, I found Dr. Lam on the internet, and his program for health helped me to get around the surgery. They wanted to do an operation on my spine, and I didn't want that. And now my spine is fixed more or less again through this program, and my doctor couldn't believe how I recovered from them, because I was more a creeping creature before that, and now I'm upright again. And she asked me if she could send me some other patients, so I could tell them what I did to get upright again, and therefore I would like to be an instructor and to know everything about it so I can tell them all the right things. I can't hear you at the moment, Dr. Lam.
Dr. Lam, you are on mute.
Dr. Lam on mute.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Did you say you want to, Elena, you're going to say something else?
I'm finished.
Oh, right. You didn't hear me. I said that was wonderful. I'm so happy that my program has changed your life, and you're going to feel the same as me when you use it to help change other people's life. Yeah.
Correct.
Great. Good to have you. Tom, you're next.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Tom. I'm from Brisbane, here in Australia. I first started Paul or Dr. Lam's DVD about 6 years ago. I'm a runner, and I was pulling up sore, and I've been doing the Tai Chi maybe 5 days a week regularly, and I just find my body conditions quite well, so I can keep doing what I do. So I'm just keen to build on my knowledge and skills and to be able to share it with others, because I know it works, and I know it's got wonderful clinical evidence behind it too.
Wow, great. Fantastic, Tom. Sharon, you're next.
Hi everyone, I'm Sharon. My background is as a physio, so I work with older people and I also teach students who work with older people. And I know there's a lot of evidence for Tai Chi, for falls prevention and for balance retraining. And so I'm very interested in this program from that point of view. And I'm also interested in the Zoom technology and seeing how that works with Tai Chi. So, yeah.
Where are you from, Sharon?
Oh, sorry, Central Coast of New South Wales, Australia. So in between Paul and Tom on Australia's eastern seaboard.
Great.
Purnima, you're next. Purnima and Jeet, I think.
Good morning, everyone. I am Purnima. I am a physical therapist from India, Bangalore, and I am heading an institution. I am a principal of one college where I teach all students. And I did my master's. I want to do my PhD also in this because I am a certified aqua therapist too. In that, I have learned one technique of aqua therapy, that is clinical Tai Chi. From there, I came to know about Tai Chi, land-based Tai Chi. Then I thought of learning this, and suddenly I saw Kartikeya and Sylvia in one app where we came to know about our teacher, and then we learned from him. And in future, I want to make all my students to know Tai Chi and how good that is on elderly people. Because here in India, number of arthritis are increasing and it's too much in Bangalore itself. So it's one way of teaching them live healthy.
Thank you. Right.
You two have to speak.
Manjeet ji.
Yeah, so I am Manjeet, and I actually I got to know about Tai Chi from one movie which I have seen. So actually internally I feel like I am very much interested in martial arts and all those stuff. So once I booked a class with Sylvia, so thinking that it's a meditation actually, because Tai Chi name it's a slow movement, so I thought it's a meditation kind of stuff. Sorry, not meditation, it's a martial art kind of stuff. Then when the class started, I just canceled the class thinking that I don't want to right now too much movements martial arts, but I just wanted to meditate. So then Sylvia again messaged sometimes later that you just try once, it will be good. So I was just very skeptical actually. So but later on I thought, let me try once. So when I tried once, that's the day when I never missed any class actually. I do 5 days a week, 1 hour. Sometimes I join even my wife's class also, like I do 2 times a day. And thanks to Kartikeyan and Sylvia, like they are excellent teachers. And so what I want to do after learning Tai Chi, I don't know, but right now I play badminton and I find myself in a very good like physical form after Tai Chi. So I want to continue practicing, and I want to teach my friends actually right now.
They don't believe Tai Chi. The slow movements, they don't have any belief on Tai Chi. So we want to start with our friends. We want to teach them.
Yes, that's great. That's wonderful. I can think 40 years ago when I started teaching Tai Chi, that's sort of the mentality I run into. And my doctors call it thing, I was weird. But not anymore. The medical fraternities are very, very acceptance of Tai Chi now. Kartikeya and Sylvia?
Hi, I'm Sylvia Das from India, Kolkata. And yeah, he's Kartikeya, my husband. So we both actually are senior trainers from the institute. And we had been trying to spread Tai Chi in India. And slowly now we aim to become master trainers so that we can create more instructors in India to achieve our goal of spreading Tai Chi. And that's why we are here to learn from Dr. Lam and also help him to conduct this workshop.
Yeah, same. Ditto. No, I just wanted to add one thing. It's a really good mix we have today. So, from so many different countries in the world, I think this workshop is really nice, right?
That's the
Thank
beauty
you.
of doing it.
Yeah.
Thank you. They are great. But we'll get to know each other even more. Gabriel is trying to get into the workshop and he keeps falling out. I guess there's not much we can do, but or is he here? Let's anyway, what happened is there will be a recording. All this will be recorded. So I will send you a recording afterwards as well when it's done, in case you need to go back. But I think you will find the stage 1 very helpful reference. You can keep it for half a year and it's there for you to look at. And some of it will make even better sense after our 2-day workshop. So we're going to start doing the exercise. But before I do, were there any questions, any comments from? Feel free to do that. Okay, let's go. Let me okay, I make that. So I just moved house. So this is the first time I run a workshop online and in my home. When I look for the house, I look for one that's got where I can convert a big studio. So you're the first group who's been in my workshop here. Sometime later, I tell you the story of this scroll, which it's like more like a logo to our Tai Chi. So we're going to start with a show of mutual respect.
Sorry for interruption. I just spotlighted you for everyone. I hope that's fine.
Yes, so, please. Wonderful. I'm glad
you're on mute now.
You got on mute.
Okay. Is sound working when I walk back? Is that okay? You can hear me clear enough?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. Now, you will remember we have the 1, 2, 3 warm-up exercises. So let's do the warm-up exercises. One is walking around, just loosen up and let your circulation. And 2 is 2 stretches, each part of the body from the neck down. We're going to bring your hands up slowly and smoothly. Push as though you're pushing your chin back. Gently, slowly. And again, pushing as though there's a gentle resistance. As your hands goes down, slowly, slowly. And your neck. We do everything 3 times. And the third time. Be sure you work well within your comfort zone. Anything you cannot do comfortably, visualize you're doing what I'm doing, but move well within your comfort zone. And next, we're going to do the second neck exercise, and I'll do mirror image to you. So it's a left hand up, and turn your neck with your hands to 70% of your normal range of motion. Very well within your comfort zone. Then change side, keeping your body upright, moving smoothly, slowly, and turn. Just a little bit more each time. Neck is very important, but also very sensitive. It's a good idea to do everything very softly, smoothly, slowly. And the last turn. Then we're going down to the shoulder. Roll forward very subtly, very gently. 3 times. And then we go back once, twice, 3 times. Then we working down to the shoulder, to the second shoulder movement. Bring your hands up slowly, breathing in as your hands come up. Pressing down as though there's a gentle resistance, and bend your knee to what's comfortable to you. Breathing in as you breathing out as you go down. And anytime you feel your breathing is uncomfortable, then just forget and let your body take over, and the body will restore the right breathing for you. So from the next shoulder, we're working down to the spine. With the spine, we need a little imagination because your spine really is not that mobile. We're going to visualize this stretch the spine as though you're stretching that piece of string. So we're going to start with carry a large beach ball. Make sure your ball is away from your body so you have a space as though there's an energy field here. By bringing your hands out, it also opens up the joints, allow your qi and your blood circulate better. Then the bottom hand comes up as though the ceiling is falling down. We just hold it gently, and the other hand go down and visualize the spine stretch. Coming back down, and gently, gently stretch the spine. Making sure there's a slight bend in your elbow. So we never want to lock our joints because that makes your muscles stiff and increase the chance of injury and stop the flow of the qi. Okay, and the last one. And if you do more than 3, that's okay. Carrying the ball here. Remember, a big ball away from your body, and then using your dantian to turn your body. Ooh, let me do mirror image to you. Turning to the left. Change. Turning to the right. Making sure you're just turning here and not twisting your body. Twisting your back have higher risk of injury. The exercise here is to connect your dantian, that's the center of your qi, to your hands. The dantian direct everything we do, This is a good exercise to start connecting dantian to your movement. It's not really twisting the upper leg body. Then, fine, we're going to the hip, working on the hip. The hip joints can only go forward and backwards and sideways. So we're going to put other part of the body just to make it more interesting. So we're going to start with, taking a little step forward, hands back to balance it, bring it back. And if anybody has some instability, they can just stop in the middle and go forward. You can stop in the middle and go back. And they're more comfortable to stand up and then do again. That's fine. Make sure people doing well within their comfort zone. Now, this is a good way. If people are not used to it, they can fall or get unstable. So you want your participants to take it really easy, well within their comfort zone. Some instructors have people hold another person, which is not really a good thing to do. But if you have someone hold on to the wall, but that's actually not a wall, that's my curtain on the wall. If you hold on to something solid, that's fine too. So make sure people were really well within their comfort zone. And then go to the next hip exercise. Imagine there's a wall here. You gently push against the wall and the other foot go out. And the other side, visualize there's a wall. You gently push and your foot just stay up. And of course, if you got your left and right mixed up, it really doesn't matter that much. You got to do both sides anyway. Okay, this will be the last one. Then we're working down to the knees. Make sure your feet are loose and comfortable and below your hip. I often see people like this. Well, that's kind of make you tense, doesn't it? If you let it go down and still lift your elbow slightly bent, you'll find that's allow your joint to open up. And we'll talk about that later more too. You can just touch down and bounce forward. I think it's important to show people the easy way so the people who are less physical don't feel they're being left out and they don't feel they're different. And then if you are comfortable, you can stretch a little higher. It's okay. Either way, you're still doing the warm-up correctly. And the last one. Next, we're going to touch down first, heel first, then the foot, and then gradually transfer your weight, putting your fist forward. Remember, it's a comfortable fist. And the other side, heel, foot, and weight forward. Taking your time, doing everything smoothly. Okay, one more time. This one, make this the last. So we've done the 2 knee. Now we're going to the ankles. With the ankles, it's good to, I'm sure you all done your stage 1, you know where Dantian is. I talk about Dantian all the time because that's the center of the body and your chi stores here. And it's really important to use your Dantian like the center, the commander, to direct everything you do. So thinking about Dantian is important. And when you chi, there's an acupuncture point here in the center of the palm that control your acupuncture, your internal energy flows in the upper limb. And when they connect to each other, palm on palm, and the Dantian is the storage house of all the qi in the whole body. If you have those 3 connect together, it increases your qi. And if your participant or yourself don't believe in qi and don't worry about it, it doesn't make any harm, but it's sort of a really good way to start balancing and feeling your body. So bend your knee first to within your comfort zone, shift your weight, and then to your heel, touching your toe, touching your heel, toe, heel, toe. Then we do the other side. Again, people can always hold on to the wall or sit down in the chair and visualize, or just do that when they're sitting down. And then with this one, try not to put weight on it, because if you put weight on it, it can give too much strain on the ligament. It's a stretching exercise more than, and that's much safer, just gently stretch it. Have a little shape. Right. Now, we're going to do the core 6 or the basic 6 movement together. So I'm going to lead now. Later on, when it's your turn to lead, it's a good idea to turn on your back, because then it's easier for people to follow you in person or same with online. If you go to your back, it's much easier. Then people don't have to work out where your left is and where your right is. So we're going to start. Just give yourself a couple of seconds to check your posture, cleanse your mind, and then bring your hands up slowly, smoothly. So when you're done, stay here and just give your few seconds for your chi to go back to your dantian and for you to be mindful of where you are. And perhaps just the first 6 movements make you feel better already. It's nice to be just feeling that. So I'm going to watch you do that. You can face me. I'll get Kataki to lead. So Kataki will turn to his back so you can follow him. Just waiting for Kataki to be positioned and it's ready. Okay, Tai Chi for arthritis. The core 6 movements. Commence. Well done. I can really see you work on that. And I love the tempo, taking your time. I can't see Christine and Sharon. I can't see your whole body. What I can see, it's good, but it would be better if maybe tomorrow we can make sure we can see each other's full body, like me. See, if I do this, you just see me doing that, you wouldn't get as much as, yep, you're getting there, Sharon, when it's staying back, that's good. If you can, yeah, yep, staying back as much as you can, and then maybe if you can find a way to do that tomorrow to allow me to see your whole body. I also noticed that when you do open and close, some of you when open this big. Now it's fine, it's good exercise, but this is a really important chi movement. It works better, your chi flows better. Eventually, if you just move no more than shoulder width, roughly shoulder width. This is fine, a little bit more, but this is just too big. Yeah. And if you bring it too high, you can see there's a bit straining there. So you want it to be just below your chin, shoulder width apart, and about the width of your head. Now, some people think their head is this big, but actually it's not. It's just about this size. And sometimes you look different on television than in real person. So do check it yourself. Why do you want to be head width and shoulder width? Because that's where, as you do the breathing exercise, your chi move much better within that, and your muscles are not as tense, but it gets stretched the right way. So that's what I'd like you to work on. If I can ask Nima to lead and do that one more time to do the same thing again. Okay, great. Yeah, Christine, that's much better. Can you make your computer sort of turn it a little bit? Maybe you can do it tomorrow. Your movements are, oh, great, fantastic. Yeah, your movements are really nice. So it's good to see the whole body too. All right, everybody.
I have a spotlighted Purnima.
Oh, good, thank you, wonderful. So, ready, everybody? The basic 6 movements commence. Yeah, please commence. Follow Purnima. Yeah, great. Fantastic. I can really see you already taking notice of what I say and making effort to change. And you know, if you haven't done that yet, Zoom's fantastic. You can tape yourself and look at yourself, and then you can then compare to my taping, and that can help you to just be a little bit more precise. But I like the general feel everywhere. What I'm going to do, I'm going to break you. Actually, Kataki is very good at that. Maybe you can do that. If you can divide it into 2 break rooms, and you and Sylvia might like to take 4 people each, and perhaps you can and then you give everybody just a little feedback, and I'll come to your breakout room. We'll do the breakout room for 10 minutes. By the way, just so that you know, Kataki and Sylvia has been teaching this program for quite a while, and they are now senior trainers. They are candidates. They're going to train as master trainers. They really have good knowledge of the program and Tai Chi. So I think they're really good teachers too. So they'll give you some nice feedback. And I'll still be here. I'll just come to each group and I'll be watching.
So creating 2 rooms and 4 rooms in the 4 participants in each room, is it?
Yeah. And are you able to go to 2 separate rooms, you and Sylvia?
We will have to log in from another device. We have it.
Okay. How about you take 1 room, you and Sylvia take 1 room, I take the other. And then
Sure.
later on, you have time to set it up for next time.
Okay.
All right, so off to the rooms.
I think you have to say join the room.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
hello. How's it
Hello.
going? It's okay.
It's good. I'm just trying. I'll have to work out my view, whether I can. My room isn't big enough, I don't think, but I'll work it out for tomorrow.
Okay, that's all right. I can see quite reasonable bit, and you can do that for tomorrow. Would be great. Okay, everybody. Manjit is going to lead, and if you can follow his tempo to do the core 6, please. Okay, yes, I'm just waiting for Elena to get organized. Okay, everybody, core 6, both sides, commence. Ilona, you have very lovely Tai Chi, very accurate, moving lovely, good tempo, and really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look really comfortable and really nice. I love your hands, it's just right height, and you're turning more internal, not over turning. It's really, really good. Nice. And I see Menchit's Tai Chi before. You and Nima both really nice Tai Chi too. I like the tempo, you're taking your time. And Sharon, I only see 60% of you, but the 60% I see is very good. You know the program, you're moving well. Probably just very mindful and not turn too much. So when you're turning here, then you're in better control. Whereas you turn that twist this too much, and the muscles are not as open for qi. But nice, it's very good. So such a pleasure working with people like you who have prepared and done really well. Was there any questions for me? No. Okay. How about Elena? You like to lead and do one more? Ilona, sorry, Ilona. Just turn on your back so then
Yes.
everyone follow your tempo.
Yeah, okay.
So I think it's good when you practice with your participants to turn to your backs, it's easier for people to follow. Yeah. Okay. Ilona, you say when to start. When you're ready, just say start and everybody will follow you.
Okay, starting.
Nice, very nice. Let's was there any question before I go back to the group? Okay, let's go back to the group. Let me see, close all the rooms. And we have about 65 seconds to go back. So we're just going back to chat to everybody else, and then we'll have a little break and then for the next one. That's a wonderful thing about Zoom. In the real workshop, we have to chase people to come back. Nobody wants to come back. That usually takes a few minutes. Where's the other group?
We lost them.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
are.
yeah. 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 Hey, welcome back. So, Kataki, how did it go?
That was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, participants look very prepared.
Yeah, and there was this one feedback that we gave was on the single whip, where we observed that instead of keeping this shoulder height, some of them were doing something like this. So just making sure that they are shoulder height and relax and then continue. So
Yeah. Thank you. That's really unique, the Zoom style. It's like both sides even. It's quite interesting. Single whip. I'll talk a little bit more about single whip, but it's like a dilemma of Tai Chi. We shift our weight, and then when you move your weight to the right, and then there's no shifting weight, but you're using your dantian to open your hands. And so it's like balance, like the same height. And on the other hand, there's also separation, more weight on this side. And it's direct by the dantian. We'll talk more about that. But single whip and open close, even though they look like two easy movements, they're really, really important, very characteristic of Zoom style, and great, powerful qi generating movement. So definitely talk more, but I thought that was a really good start. I see generally very good standard, and we're going to take a 5-minute break. So come back in 5 minutes, but if you want to stay and ask me any question, I'll stay here for the 5 minutes. You're welcome to, yeah, we have a rest for 5 minutes. It's always good to have a rest in between. And,
Your new place really look good. It's more space on the landscape.
I have one question. I'm not able to hear you.
yeah, please go ahead, Manjit.
Yeah, so
Dr. Lam, we are not able to hear you.
I think something wrong with your mic. Yes, it's better.
Yeah, now we.
okay, sorry. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, so a question is about should your stomach be empty, or how long you should have done a breakfast or lunch before starting Tai Chi? And second question is, can we drink some water, keep hydrated ourselves, right? How much water we can drink in between during the session?
Okay, both questions are answered one way, when your body feels comfortable. So if you're thirsty, you should drink. But then I'm assuming you're not going to drink yourself until you feel horrible. So whatever you're comfortable with drinking, you're thirsty, you definitely should let yourself. With food, and Tai Chi for arthritis is not a really full physical movement. I would say half an hour after a meal would be quite okay. Unless you have a really big meal, then your body will feel uncomfortable, then you probably want to stay longer. Yeah. But generally speaking, if you're comfortable to walk, you're comfortable to do Tai Chi.
Thank you.
Tai Chi for health, yes. Would you agree with that, Vanima?
Yes, I do agree.
Yeah, I asked this question sometimes. She has a class in the evenings around 7 to 8 or something like that. So generally I take early dinner. So sometimes I don't feel like joining her for the session because I just had a meal. So just wanted to check like how long there should be a difference.
I think if you are feeling comfortable after having food, you can always do.
Yeah, especially if you don't eat too much, then it's fine.
Yes.
It all depends how much we are eating.
Yes.
That's why in our January workshop, we have 90-minute lunch hour. So that even if you eat a lot, because food is very good, food is excellent there. If you eat a lot, still you get a lot of gap before the next post-lunch session is start. Right, sir? That's what happens in January.
So Sylvia and Karthik, are you okay with 2 screen now?
We can just give 3 minutes.
Yeah. I was saying, sir, your new studio is very nice. This place, it looks bigger. You have more space to move around.
Oh yeah, the studio actually is a little bit wider, but not as long. It's around the same size as the other one, but wider. So that worked really well. That's why you notice I can go further. And I put a screen so you can see there's like a veil blocking the painting. Yeah, so I played all this before I bought the place. Need to have place that I got a studio. Really nice.
Same here. We bought this place and we thought we will keep this vacant for our practice. It became our studio later on.
Yeah. Well, it's a good way to have a good space anyway. There's one participant who trying to get in. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, that's a pretty. I hope we can catch up later on. Okay, Sylvia's in that. Okay, everybody, welcome back. I think it's time to start. What we're going to do is we're going to divide you into 2 groups, and for about I'll come up to tell you for about 10 minutes. What I'd like you to do is within your group, talk about what is arthritis, how much you have to know as a teacher of Tai Chi for arthritis, and the 3 most important things to know about that you need to know as an instructor Tai Chi for arthritis. Actually, let me start again. The first thing you want to do is elect a speaker or a leader for your group. And then the leader would have this job to allow everybody have a chance to have a say on what are the most important things you need to know about arthritis to be a TCA instructor. And then the spokesperson will come back to the, we'll come back to the whole group and tell us what's your group's consensus opinion, which one are the three most important things to know about arthritis as the Tai Chi for Health instructors. That's okay? If I confuse you, try not to choose Sylvia or Kataki as the speaker, because they already know that. They will be just there to help if you need some reference. And then we'll come back, and then the spokesperson will tell us what did your group think was three most important things that you should know before you teach this program. Is that okay? Okay, so yes, good. Where's Kataki? Sylvia, would you like to divide people into two groups? You take one group, and then we'll come back in about 10 minutes after you have a group discussion.
Let's assign a leader. Sir, would you like to select someone, or anybody volunteering?
I'm happy to volunteer.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Dom.
Everyone's just going, "Phew." Good. So if we kick off, does anyone just want to bring forward, most important aspects they feel to be aware of with participants with arthritis?
It revolves around joint pain. I know that there's three most common types of arthritis. There's osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and fibromyalgia. And I know that they're all a little bit different. So I think the most common is osteoarthritis, which is due to wear and tear. Rheumatoid is due to inflamed joints, I believe. And fibromyalgia is more like located outside the joints.
Excellent. So I would say that would be important to inform to participants in our group the different types of arthritis.
And I think it's the most common disability in the workplace, so I understand.
That would make sense. I think another thing we need to remember as instructors is to be aware of kind of looking at people and gauging their level, if they're looking fatigued, if they're looking in pain, because sometimes people will try to power through it, and then just give general reminders of things like, you're not supposed to be doing 90 to 100%. We're supposed to be doing, 70 to 80%. Stay in your comfort zone. This is kind of difficult, I have found, with some people from some cultures because they don't always express pain on their face. So it's getting really familiar with their movement so you can kind of see how they're moving and seeing if it's any different. And then just modifying the class if you need to, I guess.
Very good.
I think something is offering, remembering as Dr. Lam did earlier, making sure that people understand it's perfectly okay to use a chair or a wall to lean on, either during the warm-up exercises or during some of the various forms, that people shouldn't feel embarrassed.
Tai Chi for arthritis helps by, first of all, gently strengthening the muscles that support the joints would be one way, and encouraging movement in those joints, which would encourage the normal health and nutrition of the joint tissue. I'm trying to think of other ways. I mean, obviously, also just helping with overall fitness and reduction of like stress and anxiety.
Yeah, that's great, Sharon. So Ilona and Dr. Lam is here. Hi, Dr. Lam. Yeah. So yeah, we are continuing. Ilona, please share your views so that Purnima can take notes. Yeah, Dr. Lam, you want to say?
I agree with everything what Sharon says, and this inflammatory joints lead to stiffness because those people refuse to move, and they have to move to get better. So all the body fluids can change and flow through the body, and when the pain gets less, the mood, the mind, they cheer up more. Yeah, they are more able to move and to do their daily work. And yes, that's how it's Tai Chi for arthritis works. Is through the movements. As I said, all the tissues and everything is put more blood. I don't know the special in English. And the overall feeling gets better. So depression can leave. So that's what I would think. They can get a brighter life, yeah, more enjoyable life through these movements. And they are so smooth, and they sometimes are so, all the time, are very elegant, and they feel more upright in their position. And this helps in the overall mindset. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, let's proceed with Manjit ji. Your views.
So what I, apart from strengthening the muscles, what I understand is Tai Chi is such a meditative, it has such a meditative moves that you take your mind, basically you merge your mind and body and take your mind out of your pain or anything which is happening in the body, and you just enjoy the flow. So definitely it will help in basically bringing the body and mind together to the shape.
Excellent. Yeah, that's all the points are very relevant and wonderful. So Purnima ji, you want to share your view?
I want to tell one thing that we as like I can always compare the physiotherapeutic point of view of how we treat arthritic patients. Generally, we give all the exercises, and we try to we give them all the other advices to reduce the stress on the joint. But what Tai Chi do is it actually it improves the inner strength of the body, and that reduces the stress from the joint, and which helps the person to move more freely without the pain. That is what I have felt, because I also have pain in the knees. When I do Tai Chi, my pain also, it has reduced a lot. Now there is no pain. So, and another thing what I have observed is when we do these movements, it's not beyond a certain, like it is within the range we move. We don't go to the range of any movement. So that actually it helps to heal the joint in a better way.
Right. So yeah, that's wonderful. Dr. Lam, you want to like add anything, any comments? You're on mute.
Well, I will have some comments when we go back. I think we have 10 minutes. It's about 10 minutes, you think? Are we ready?
Yeah.
to go back?
Yeah, so yeah, we are more or less ready. I think Purnima ji need to like select the most 3 important points from what we just discussed, right? And she's the spokesperson. So when we go back, she will discuss those 3 points, right?
Yes.
Okay, sure. So
Okay,
shall
thank you.
bring everybody back?
Yes.
Well, okay, you got 1 more minute to finalize.
Okay, 1 more minute, then
1 minute.
Purnima ji, you can just discuss with the group to select the 3
Yeah.
best points that we just
Yes.
discussed.
Yes. Actually, what I have, there are 3 points. Number 1 is it encourages movements in the joint, which improves nutrition and fluid in the joint space, and it reduces the pain, and which helps the people to move freely. And third point is it is a meditative form of meditative form which takes the person off from pain and stiffness, and which helps them to enjoy the flow and bring the body and mind back to shape.
Wonderful. So Manjit ji, Elena and Sharon, all of you are good with the 3.
Everybody is back. All right. Dr. Lam, you are on mute.
Welcome back, everybody. Would the spokesperson like to share what the 3 most important things your group feel about, what the 3 most important things to know about arthritis as an instructor for this program? I think Tom is the first spokesperson. Go ahead.
Our group, yeah, Tom. Yes.
No problem. So from our group, the 3 main important points in summary is that there's different types of arthritis, and they are all caused by different ways, and they all impact the individual different. So that's point number 1. The point number 2 is just a really clear communication with the participants in the group that we're Tai Chi instructors, and we're not health professionals providing the course to them. And if they have any further questions regarding any issues considering arthritis and how, if they're safe to participate in Tai Chi, we would direct them to their medical professional first for clearance and for all other information. And I suppose the third point is just an awareness when you're leading the Tai Chi group, just to look at the participants. Not all cultures will verbalize pain or necessarily show it. So just like gentle reminders, don't go to the full end of your range of motion, stay within that 70 to 80%, always work in the comfort zone. And for safety, it's okay to use a stable surface for support, be it a chair or a wall whilst completing these forms.
Well done, Tom. The next group, Nima,
Yes.
like to speak
So,
for you.
shall I start?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Arthritis is a group of diseases which affects the joints. It affects the weight-bearing joints of our body, and it can affect any joint of the body. There are different types of arthritis. Most common one is wear and tear, that is degenerative type of arthritis. We call it as osteoarthritis. Then there are some inflammatory type of arthritis, that is RA, rheumatoid arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis. There are many different, gout arthritis. So these all arthritis, if patient they suffers from arthritis, they have stiffness in the joint and painful joints. And for them, there is always difficulty in doing all the activities, functional activities during the day, during any time of the day. So with Tai Chi, there are 3 points which I want to highlight, which can help the people with arthritis. One is it improves the inner strength of the body, which reduces the stress and anxiety and bring back the energy to life. Number 2, it encourages the movement in the joint within the lesser degree of movement which is required to do Tai Chi, that improves the nutrition and fluid movement inside the joint, reduces the pain, and which helps the person to move freely. And third, and the most important point is, Tai Chi is a form of movement in meditation, and it takes the patient off from pain and stiffness, and it helps the patient to enjoy the flow and brings the body and mind back to shape. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, first of all, when I go to both groups, I do feel we're really lucky. We have quite a number of health professionals. I think 2 or 3 physiotherapists or physical therapists, and Nima is the head of your college, and we have Andrea's occupational therapy, and Christine, are you
I'm a wellness coordinator, so I'm not a no healthcare professional.
Well, you know, when I thought you were very knowledgeable though. So yeah, right. So I do get a feel that there's really thorough studies and understanding, which is great. Also, Tom said it well, that essentially we, like, especially like myself being a health professional, at first I can't help being that, but really when we are teaching Tai Chi for health program, we should put ourselves away from being a health professional. And certainly we have instructors who are not health professionals, because really we are just an exercise. In that occasion, when I teach Tai Chi, I'm teaching Tai Chi as a Tai Chi instructor. So I do have people who come to me with problems, and I do have to try not to give people lessons about what's wrong with arthritis. And I remember I told one of my students, go see a doctor. And she said, but you're my doctor. Come and see me in my surgery, not in the practice room. So, I think an important point is that when we're teaching Tai Chi, we are not health professionals. And then Tom did mention about, and I think Nima's group too mentioned about care, how to take care of people, being mindful of people with arthritis. And that's important about the problem with arthritis. People have pain, people get tired, they can be more depressed, and just being mindful of that. And of course, if you're not a health professional, if you are, you already know the conditions. But if you're not, you can find out more from Arthritis Foundation, but you don't need to. You need to just be mindful how to take care of people and set a safe environment for them. So that's really good. And I think the second group to Nima already done the next question. I wasn't really clear setting up the question. That is, how does Tai Chi for arthritis work? And she already had the answer for that. So maybe the same group, you want to start talking about, well, maybe you can talk about what precaution you want to take for people with arthritis. And the first group, if you can find, so you both find a new spokesperson, and you're going to mainly focus on, the first group going to focus on how does Tai Chi for arthritis work. And the second group, you can talk about that, and if you still have time, talk about precautions you take for people with arthritis. Is that okay? So the Sylvia and Kataki still stay in the same group, just so that you can get together and move between the two too. I'm really happy with knowledge generally, but just have a chat about these two topics.
So off to breakout rooms now.
Yes, please.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, I'm back.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Lam.
Hi.
So as Dr.
Go
Lam
ahead.
said, we already discussed both the topics before. So for us, the now topic will be like, what are the precautions that can be taken for those who have arthritis? So who wants to start? Purnima, you want to start? So
Yeah.
before we start, who will be the spokesperson this time?
Sharon.
Okay.
Okay, Sharon will be the spokesperson. So Purnima, please go ahead with your views.
So first precaution we must take is we should not encourage them to move beyond their pain limit, beyond their pain. Like some people, they are very excited to go beyond what they can do. So we have to limit them within their pain-free limit to do the movements. That is one point that we have to encourage people. Second, if there are always, if the larger joints of the body are involved, there are always chances of fall. So to prevent that, we have to give them the choice of doing Tai Chi in sitting or in a comfortable position, so that they can do the same thing and they will get the same effect, and the benefits will be the same if they sit and do the Tai Chi.
Excellent. So yeah, Manjeet ji, you want to share your views?
Another point to add is like, we don't know their condition, right? Like how they feel from inside. So we can just demo them saying that this is the movement. So based on their comfort, they can follow how much ever they can. But we should not be telling them that do something more or do this way. So initially, maybe later on we can add few more and more to that. But yes, initially we have to just demonstrate and ask them to follow, not to correct them or not to change them. Maybe later on, later on, then add few things based on the experience with that person.
Yeah, okay. So not to correct them, in the sense not to give too much of detailed feedback.
Yeah.
Feedback.
Yeah, whatever they can do within their comfort zone.
Always encourage them to do that first and then correct them eventually once
Eventually, when they are able to do more.
able to do that more.
Yes, good. So Ilona, you want to add your views?
Yes.
Continuity is also one of the most important principles of Tai Chi overall, not just Tai Chi for arthritis program. So it's just good to know as an instructor. I am not supposed to talk much. Sorry for that.
Should we mention the fact that I can't remember the number now that we've been given in our stage 1 studies, but there have been I think it was over 500 different medical studies, some in Sydney and a number of them, I believe, in California in the United States, that have proved the medical benefits of practicing Tai Chi.
Yeah, nice point.
The mental aspect of it as well, like how it's a mind-body exercise. And I love how the other group mentioned before, how it relieves stress, it calms the mind, and it just improves the energy that you have, you know. So it's not just a physical change, but it's also a mental change as well.
Good, good.
Yeah, kind of combining those two. I've read studies recently about, they talk about the way the body processes pain, and it's all done in the brain. It's not actually done in the body, so that exercise and Tai Chi because of the relaxation, the meditative processes, it actually helps decrease the perception of pain, which allows them to be more active, which allows them to do more Tai Chi, which allows them to, so.
The cycle goes on.
Yeah, it's a good cycle. Okay, should we move on to the second question? Do you feel comfortable with that? Okay, I've had 5 main points from that. I'm going to say the first one is it builds muscles around the joints because of slow movements and the regular practice. Arthritic conditions prevent movement, so anything that encourages movement is good. Reassurance that Tai Chi follows a natural movement, so it is safe and effective for people with these conditions. There are over 500 medical studies that prove the benefits of Tai Chi, and in addition, the mental aspects of Tai Chi, it relieves stress. It allows you to do more.
Sounds good.
Okay. Second question was any precautions we may have for anyone?
Everyone starts. Sorry, you go.
I would say definitely stress to participants that they really need to keep in mind of, just of how they're feeling to really move according to their comfort zone. And just to really just to respond to their body and listen to their body and not to push themselves too much.
I would further, that was a spin-off adding point, just reassuring them to be very patient, don't compare themselves to anyone else in the course. Everyone starts at a different time and we can't rush. You'll improve gently over time with consistency.
Is this the right? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Is this the right place? I know we've mentioned it before once about how, prior to people joining any lessons to have a disclaimer. And then, of course, protecting ourselves by having liability insurance.
Okay, that's probably belong more to safety, which would be our next talk.
Okay.
But that's always good to talk about that though. So let's defer that for next. Yeah.
So with precautions, please, anyone at any time feeling unsteady, please have a seat or hold on to a stable surface of support. You'll still get the benefits of the movement.
I've kind of taken to, if I see that people need to sit and have the group sit, explain to them, we're going to do it in seated because we're going to get these benefits from seated, rather than say we're going to sit because we need to rest or anything else. I say we're going to sit because now we can focus on this because we're not having to stand.
Nice, that's a nice way of.
Try to make them, try to help them realize that it's okay to sit.
Right.
Anyone else?
One of the precautions is.
Sorry, who's your spokesperson? Okay, Andrea, you ready to gather the 3 points and then we'll come back with the group in 2 minutes?
Yeah, the 3 points for how does it work? How does the Tai Chi for Arthritis work, or the precaution?
So instead of doing in the air, they just touch down on the floor so that they don't have to balance on one leg and they're safer. Yeah. Yes, Dr. Lam.
Yeah, Sylvia, who's your spokesperson?
Sharon.
Okay, are you ready for the 3 most important things?
I think so.
Okay, I'll bring everybody back in, shall we say 1 minute from now?
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
All right. So I was going to go with working in the comfort zone and not into pain and considering
How you doing, Tom? Everyone's back. Okay, so this time, Sharon, would you like to go? Yes.
Yes, so we were talking about teaching Tai Chi for arthritis safely and the three things to consider. And so we were first of all thinking about we needed to encourage people to move within their comfort zone and not to push into pain. And we needed to think about if we needed to teach modifications to movements, if people weren't able to do that, or like for instance, seated Tai Chi for people if they were so they could work within their comfort zone. We also said about preventing falls, and so being aware of the seated option, or if people needed a support for balance. And that tied in with a good environment. So being aware of the temperature, for comfortable temperature for practice, good access so that people weren't having to try and get up lots of stairs just to get to where we were teaching, that it wasn't cluttered so there weren't things to trip over. So they were kind of our three main ones. We had other little ideas around that, like if we were doing seated Tai Chi, to maybe get everyone to practice seated so the person doing the seated didn't feel like they were being singled out and feel uncomfortable. So maybe offering that option. So yeah, that was what we came up with. I hope I spoke on behalf of the group okay there.
Thank you, Sharon. And the other group, I think that's Andrea. Yes.
Yeah. Those are good. We're going to add to those to remind them to stay within their comfort zone, to listen to their body and keep in mind how they're feeling. To also remind them to be patient with themselves and don't compare their progress to other people's progress. And I actually, that's all I can add to what Sharon already said.
Okay, great. I get a very clear impression. It will be the fact that we really have a group of really well-prepared and knowledgeable people. And in fact, you often jump ahead of my schedule or my topic. So obviously, you look at my timetable, my lesson planning, and done stage one well. So I just want to bring things back a little bit. So let's just do it together with both groups. And Kadaki can spotlight me. I would just by the way, you have to learn this to pass the test. This is just my practice of Chinese choreography. But we're going to start with this. So the first thing we were talking about is what do we have to know as an instructor? The three most important things we need to know about arthritis. And while we all talk about that, and I quite agree with most what you say, I want to just summarize that we are not health professionals. The main thing we need to know about arthritis is that there are many kinds of arthritis. And that sort of diagnose, treatment, whatever belongs to the health professionals. What we need to know is how to take care of them. And to take care of them, we need to know people with arthritis often have pain. They have common things, have pain, they get tired, and they can also get quite depressed. So we want to tailor our our teaching to something that's safe, not to make the pain worse. And I think just being mindful of this is the challenge they have, and we want to take care of that. So we need to know there are many different types of arthritis. I think it's around 170 different types of arthritis, but we really didn't need to know all that. We just know they're different in different types. Like Christine was saying that there was 3 types. One is rheumatoid, one is osteo, one is outside the body, the fibromyalgia. So in other words, it can be in the joint, can be very bad, and it can be very mild. And they would all benefit from what Tai Chi for arthritis is if we can teach it safely and carefully. So that's, I think, all we need to know about arthritis. And the next point is, how does Tai Chi for arthritis work? Because you really want to know how something works so that people like your participant, if they know how it works, it gives them more motivation to do it. And Purnima has covered that essentially. The key things to know how it works is, first of all, it's a good exercise. Exercise all the body. And people with arthritis do need the right gentle exercise. And the second way, how does it work? She also mentioned is about reducing stress. People with arthritis do have stress. And Trevor mentioned that there's over 500 medical studies showing Tai Chi works for many conditions, especially Tai Chi for arthritis. My program, there are more than 30 medical studies showing it works on many different things. So essentially, those are the 3 main things. And it's all, when you go back to the stage 1, is there. I don't think we need to know too many, but it's very useful if you do know the 2 studies, that the study by North Carolina, University of North Carolina, how effective it is within 8 weeks. So if we go back to the stage 1, you'll see that it might not need to be so specific, but it's nice to know that the world's largest study, Tai Chi for arthritis, shows how effective it is. And stop me anytime. And the last question is, how does it work? The last question is safely. This is really ahead of my training. The important things of teaching Tai Chi for arthritis safely. But since you already talked about it, and I thought you were quite knowledgeable about it, so I'll just summarize what you do. And I'm sure you already look at that and see different ways. I think the most important thing, the first, is you all mentioned work within comfort zone. And the second one is that one, I didn't hear anybody mention that follow the program with its adaptations. Remember, Tai Chi for arthritis is created, led by me, but 2 rheumatologists, 1 physical therapist specializing in rheumatology, and a group of Tai Chi people and I'm a family physician. And so we really build into it safety factors already, including the warm-up exercise. When I was doing the warm-up, I talk about within your comfort zone and keeping yourself safe. So I think it's important to be mindful of following the program. They are, I don't know if I mentioned this, but years ago, New Zealand government, you all know what an amazing visionary country it is, New Zealand. It's also very beautiful. New Zealand is the first government who actually have a national department called ACC, Accident Compensation, and any accident within the country is cared by the government. So if you are a cleaner and you hurt yourself, the government actually pay for your treatment and send somebody else to do the cleaning for you. And by doing that, you think that's like too good to be true, but you know, it's true. They ACC found out by doing that, nobody have to buy workers' compensation insurance and all this other insurance, and actually it save money, save companies, the whole government a lot of money by prevention and by stopping the court case. You know how if you got injury, you have a car accident, or if you have accident by a doctor, the doctor operate on the wrong organ and people sue the doctors, and that's very prevalent in USA. Your doctor, as far as I remember now, some doctor pay $100,000 a year for insurance. So there's so many people sue them. I think it's the OB/GYN, the gynecologists. But the money comes from patients. That's why it costs so much to see a doctor in USA. Before I retired, I was paying $10,000 a year for insurance. Those money come from patients. When with New Zealand, the doctors can practice real medicine. They don't have to think of cover their backside. They don't have to do unnecessary tests because they will be judged by their peers. And if the other doctor practice that properly, the doctor, you cannot sue the doctor for money, but the government will take care of you if you get hurt for any reason, car accident, or the doctors. So ACC is incredibly visionary. And ACC actually pay for older adults to do Tai Chi. And their studies show the money they invest on doing for Tai Chi classes save the whole country 10 times more money just on fall prevention alone. But Tai Chi is not just for falls prevention, it helps people with arthritis, with so many other things. So actually by the government paying Tai Chi class, it can save enormous amount of money. And of course, the insurance company is not happy about that. They're not making that much money. The lawyer's not happy, but the people get better treatment and pay less. So ACC found out they saying 80% of the New Zealand people were learning Tai Chi for arthritis. And they have employed one of our master trainers as a national safety inspector who go around to all the classes to see how they run the classes. And they found people teach Tai Chi for arthritis and they add warm-up exercise like this is for older adults. and they will add warm-up exercise like that, which you still see people do in Tai Chi class. That's the highest risk movement for back injury by stretching down. So in our program, we design everything with safety in mind. So we would advise you not to add new things to it. Yeah, because then you can do whatever you like, but don't say to people and don't write down that you're teaching our Tai Chi for Health programs. If you want to say you're teaching our Tai Chi for Health program, then you should stick to the program and not add anything high risk to it, including the adaptation. So that's, I think you kind of mentioned it, but maybe not as clear. Yeah.
I think what I meant was like with the warm up with the hip stopping halfway through, like you suggested, or doing it seated, or the adaptations that you suggested if people couldn't do the kicks, or the way that you've suggested to adapt rather than modify was what I meant. I think if it came out wrong.
No, it came out great. Well, yeah. The physical therapists are the highest percentage of my participants. And I think we follow pretty much similar principles. One of the composer is a physical therapist. We call them physiotherapists in Australia, but yeah, exactly the same training. Yeah. So what was Sharon? What was the most important points?
Working within the comfort zone was the most important point.
Okay, that was the comfort zone.
Mm.
And
falls prevention, so adapting if we needed to for balance and seated. Yeah.
Okay. Were they, Andrea, in your group, did you have another point at the points about teaching safely?
Well, stay within their comfort zone. Tell them to listen to their body. Basically, to remind them to listen to their body and do things, but also as instructors, we need to be aware of what's going on in the room and modify as needed. Specifically, like I said, if you're seeing people who really should be sitting down, maybe just encourage, let's all sit down and do this, or let's break out into groups and you people do seated, you people do this, or so. Yeah, basically the same as what she's saying. So modify as needed for safety, and always encourage them to listen to their bodies.
Okay, thank you. And yes, occupational therapists are just ideal to run this program, because those are the knowledge you already have. So listen to your body. Okay. So if you follow the lesson plan, we do change it a little bit, especially when you guys are so well prepared, we're ahead of the time. So this is, we're going to have a 10 minutes break, and then we're going to come back to do the exercise to do more like Tai Chi for Arthritis. So feel free to have a cup of tea and have 10 minutes break. We come back Australian time, 4:10, 10 minutes from now.
I don't think I have the lesson plan, Dr. Lam, so I'm happy with whatever's happening.
Yeah, well, I changed it anyway.
That's all right then.
Yeah. What the key was that I usually mix the exercise with the talk, and then always have a break. No more than an hour, we'll always have a break. So that would be my key principle. And then I try to cover everything and listen to everybody.
It's having fun anyway, so that's fine. So yeah, I don't have a plan. I'm just I'll see
Okay,
you.
well,
Having a break.
I will send you the lesson plan and I'll revise it as well. So talk
And
to
I
you again.
apologize.
Sorry.
I want to apologize to my teammates for not answering the question of how does Tai Chi for arthritis work, because it's way past my bedtime. I just forgot. Sorry.
You're doing great, Andrea. And I'm really happy that you come in this time. Yeah, that's okay. I just so impressed with how everybody is so well prepared. Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm learning a lot from everyone.
fantastic. Okay, you have a little rest, but don't go to sleep. And welcome back, everybody. How are we doing so far? Great, thank you.
I think it's
Well,
going
we're going to do the exercise part, but before I do, I just want to tell you that actually, when it goes through, just from the way you talk and your preparation, I can tell you really understand how to teach safely very well. But just for generally, the three most common ones that people mention that's important to keep in mind was one that Trevor actually mentioned early on. That is, be mindful of the environment. So make sure the rooms are safe and have insurance for yourself and insurance for your participants. So those general things, the traditional, I notice a lot of traditional Tai Chi teachers are not mindful of that. Sometimes people are not aware. It's important to take care of yourself and take care of your participants. So I think insurance is important. The environment definitely is important. Be mindful that there's no obvious hazards and the lighting is good and that kind of thing. So I'll put down, usually we also ask people, our instructors, to have first aid training so that you know how to take care of our participants. So that would be the three most important. The listening to your body belongs to number one, within your comfort zone. And the third one, I would say the environment, the rooms, and the insurance. Is that okay? You already talked about it, so I just would like to point out the three most common things. And let's join me and we do some exercise. Okay. We're going to do warm-up exercises, walking around, stretching. Then bring your hands up. Push as though you're pushing your chin back, moving slowly and smoothly. And bend your neck as you come down, working well within your comfort zone, moving slowly, smoothly. And the second leg exercise. Trying to focus, moving your neck well within your comfort zone. And each time go a little further. One more each side. The shoulder, roll gently once, twice. 3 times. Roll back once, twice, 3 times. Breathing in, gather the chi. Pressing down, back within your comfort zone. And then if you're comfortable, move on to the next. One more each side. Moving slowly, smoothly. And then we're going to turn with the dantian. And the last turn. Then we're working down to the hip. So keep going, follow kata key. I'll be back 1 sec. And ready to move side. One more each side. Now we go to the knee. Touching down. And if you're comfortable, stretch a little further up. Yeah. Okay, last one coming up. The ankle. Heel, foot, heel, toe, and the other side. And the other side. In, out, in, out. Side. Shape. Let's do just a revision of the basics both side, what we did just now. Please follow me. Tai Chi for arthritis. Commence. Okay, well, would you like to do one more time, follow Sylvia? Okay. Basically, yes.
All right, should I go ahead?
Oh, where are you? Can't see Sylvia. Oh, you are, okay, fantastic. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, ready? Yeah, you say when to start, Sylvia.
Focus. Tai Chi for arthritis. Commence.
Yes, I think everybody's looking more comfortable, and therefore you move smoother and nicer. One of the things I like you to be mindful is in the waving hands, make sure your hands not cover your vision. Be just below your eye to be just perfect. So about nose high, yeah. You just imagine, yeah, that's kind of tense, and also covering your vision is not effective thing. Yep, okay. Let's just do that together and do the waving hands. Keep that in mind. When you teach, it's always good to show people what do you mean. That is too high, the vision. If you just around the nose level, then you can see where you're going and your energy flows better. And then if you get people to do it with you, then people can understand. It's important to just do one thing at a time. Don't point out too many things, then it gets really difficult for your participant to understand. So let's do one more time. This time, who would like to lead? Andrea, would you like to lead?
Okay.
Can everybody see Andrea on their biggest screen? You know, if she is spotlighted for everyone. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Commence. Tai Chi for arthritis.
Below eye level. Yeah, make sure you can see past your I like the directions you have in your floor.
Thank you.
Yeah, I used to have, we trying to work out how to give people the direction. And I think the clock face is the best to your, yeah, to your 12 o'clock, to your 3 o'clock. Okay, let's do the next extension 6. Kataki, would you like to lead? So we're going to start with
the extension 6 movements.
yes,
Take it from there.
yeah.
Please join me from open and close once.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Let's start. Open, close, carry, punch, brush knee, 3 o'clock.
Okay, that was my microphone tell me my battery is out. That's right. You probably heard some noise. It's okay now. Can you hear me okay? Okay, great. Yeah, I can see the extension 6 is a little more challenging, and I notice just a few little things. That is like a, after you do this, like a block, and the punch is over the block, not the other way. Yeah, so it's like just gently block somebody and then gently over. Yeah, nice, very good, Christine. The other thing is that's also like a block, and this thing, the other hand go up. So I guess if you go the other way around, it's okay, but it's you achieve flows better if the top hand, so that both palms are talking to each other. When the acupuncture point and the acupuncture point and the acupuncture meridians are communicating with each other, it grows qi. But it's also a very good exercise, stretching, turning, so gently stretch the upper limb and the joints. And you can feel, after a while, you can feel as though there's a bit of warmth there. So let's do the event 6 again. This time, follow Sylvia.
All right. Let's come to a Tai Chi height and let's do an open and close. Breathe in, breathe out, and then brush knee to the left.
Good. That's good. I can see you're quick learners. And remember, you know, one of my senior instructors in my Tai Chi school. My Tai Chi school is nearly 40 years now. And when she teach a new, usually I don't teach, I just train instructors. And whenever she teach a new movement, she always go back to the video and look at the videos and make sure the movements are right. And she really know the program really, really well, but she still do that. And I think that's really admirable. And certainly when you start teaching, it's always nice to refresh and get ready before you have your lesson. And you haven't said that. So, you know, a lot of you, your extension movements are really good. So what I like to do is to divide you into 2 groups again and have Sylvia and Kataki change a different group and give you some feedback. Is that okay, Kataki? Do you remember who's who? Doesn't matter if no exactly.
Yeah, it's selecting the same person every time on its own, so it's not much to do for me. So should I move everyone to breakout rooms now?
So
Yeah.
what do we do in the breakout room?
Yeah, go to 2 breakout room and you switch, you and Sylvia change participants. So they get a different favorite home.
And practice the extension movements, right?
Yes, please. or let's say 15 minutes.
Okay. So
I am awake, I'm leaving.
all right. So let's practice one more round, the extension movements. So all of you take your Tai Chi height. And we start with the open and close. Breathing out. Brush knee to the left. Playing the lute. Stepping forward, reflecting down. Parry and punch. Push. Open and close. And then brush knee to the right. Playing the lute. Stepping forward, reflecting down. Parry and punch. Up. Push. Open, close. Slowly step. Awesome. So just a little feedback. When this actually is Tai Chi for Arthritis part 1. So when we end up like this. When we do the follow step, so we adjust our foot in such a way, and the heels are together to the top. The way we start. All right. So yeah, Dr. Lam, you have any feedback to give? All good. Keep practicing. All right. So this time, let's do. Yeah. Any questions anywhere? Yeah, Andrea, do you want to say anything?
Sorry, could you show the footwork for that last turn again so I can get an idea of where to place my feet to do the proper turn to get that foot position?
It's just a little bit closer, and then you turn your heel in so that, and then adjust the toe so that you end up almost the heels together the way we start.
Okay.
But if it is not comfortable, I think, as Dr. Lam always says, stay within your comfort zone. So, yeah.
Let's turn. Okay, thank you.
Okay, all right, let's do one more round, and this time I will just try to look at the screen sometimes. Back to your Tai Chi height. Open, close, brush knee to the left. Open and close. Brush knee to the right. And slowly bring your hands down, release the Tai Chi high. Take a moment to sink in all the energy. And let go. Okay, anybody needs any particular movement, special revision or anything, or we are all good? Any questions?
Your hands go down and you slowly rise up. Anybody wants to focus on highlight? Hello, sir. No? So let's continue practicing. Dr. Lam can see all of us as well. So no pressure, no pressure. Don't take any pressure. Open and close. Come in. Oops. Sorry for that. Get the brush knee. Okay. Sir, do you want to say something?
I'm just amazed at how good you all are. It's wonderful. Well, you keep going.
Okay. So I don't remember, I didn't adjust it to 15 minutes, so probably it will end at 10 minutes time only. I don't know where to do that, and I just happen to.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We probably have about 6 more minutes. I will do it.
Okay.
I'll close the room.
All right. Thank you.
6 minutes. Yeah.
So let's continue practicing. Can I ask someone else to lead? Maybe Ilona, she hasn't, I think. Have you led, Ilona? You can? Okay. Please go ahead and do that. Let me spotlight you. Place thing. Okay. Can everybody say Ilona on big screen? Show me thumbs up, please. Okay. No? Okay, wait.
Yes,
You-
yes.
What about you, Purnima ji?
No.
You cannot see. Okay, let me wait. How about now?
No, it's flicking back and forth between the two of you. It's still on Yuko, your screen.
I think she has to say something so that screen switches.
Hello.
Please say something.
Oh, yeah. Is everything visible?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody ready? Good. Muted. Yes, okay. Starting with open, close, feet upright, fingers pointing up, palms facing each other, and starting now, open, close.
Who next? Thank you, Ilona. Sharon, would you like to lead?
I don't feel confident enough yet on this section. I'm still
Okay.
feel like I'm learning it. Sorry.
It's no worries, no worries. Take your time. Manjit ji, what about you? Lead, please. Come in front. Okay. Let me please say something after I and replace your pin and talk.
Comments.
Manjit ji, you need to start with your back towards the camera. If you are leading, always start with the back towards the camera. Yes. Comments and then start.
Comments.
Very nice. Just one small feedback. Some of your steps, like say for example, some of you are lifting your legs a little bit high like this. So no need to do that. Just a very normal step. Means you don't need to fold your knee and do this. Just step normally in your Tai Chi height and do the movement. Okay. So the relaxation is our primary goal here. So do the stepping in a relaxed way.
So how are you
And
doing, Sylvia?
yeah, it's awesome. And I just mentioned them about the hands, that the hand should not go too high or neither should it be too low. It should be here. And the open close also, I observed that some of them are a little bit more out and palm is going out. So I reminded them to keep the acupressure points in connection while doing the open and close. And yeah, I think they're doing great.
Yeah, okay. Well, anybody have any questions? Are you having fun? Good.
Yeah,
Good.
and
I
just
good.
an
Wow.
interesting
So what
question where
1 minute?
yeah,
1 minute.
yeah, okay,
Okay.
okay.
We'll come back to the group in a minute. Yep.
So anybody want to share anything in this 1 minute? Are we all good? Are we all connected with the acupressure points here in the elbow, the energy meridians? So we should be relaxed, blocking the chest, punching over the hand, and then chest level, palm out, push, and coming back, connect the two palms, separate them till the shoulder width, and then face. All right, see you in the main room. Bye-bye.
Welcome back, everybody. How's it going? That's good. That's great. I just can't tell you how impressed I am. You guys are great. Were there any questions at any point that you concerned about? Was it?
Our group, we just focused on practicing as many times as we could squeeze in, and other people also, all participant led one by one. So.
Okay, well, sorry, you were going to say something, Sylvia?
So I just wanted to share an interesting question that Tom asked us, that what to think while we are doing the movements. Should we think about the movement? And I said, yes, that is very important, that you do not think about, okay, what you eat after or something, but yeah, maybe how much really is my shoulder relaxed? Am I punching with gentle resistance, or some of the other principles? Think about the body, and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Sylvia. Yeah, and that's a really good question. And tomorrow I will talk about the principles, and but it's also on stage 1 as well. That's the kind of things we be mindful of. Body upright, transfer weights, and so on. But having said that, it's normal for a human mind to wander, to think of other things, to think of your breakfast and dinner, and or the argument you have. That's totally normal. Nothing wrong with that. sometimes people get really upset with themselves. You know, sometimes you give yourself too strict with yourself. You know, I suggest if you caught yourself thinking of something else, just gently bring yourself back to the principle, to the movement, to be where you are. And part of Tai Chi training is being mindful. You know, there's a really interesting thought concept. Someone was saying that if you practice mindfulness, you would live twice as long. So the reason is, you know, if you sit back and think what I did yesterday, and if you can't remember what you did yesterday, you haven't quite lived yesterday, have you? But if you be mindful of what you're doing, so if you are being mindful twice as much, then you really live your life. So even though you live the same year, but you really live it twice as much. That kind of makes sense that way. Certainly, mindfulness is the key training in Tai Chi, and that has been shown by lots of study that it benefits so many areas of health. Just being here, in that simple way, what is mindfulness? Being here now. And that we often lost ourselves, and it's good to come back. And Tai Chi is just such a good tool for you to come back. I do different styles, different forms of Tai Chi. And if I caught myself doing 48 while I was supposed to be doing 42, I think I know my mind was wandering. And it's a good tool for me to come back and be more mindful.
It happened with me just now. I started doing 73 instead of
Right. And we all have that experience. Yeah.
It happens. It happens with everyone.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is Tai Chi help us to be more mindful. And that's part of the key of how you work too. Right. Are you okay? Any other questions before we have a... Okay, if there isn't any other questions, let's have a 5-minute short break, and then we're going to do some discussion and talking. And I'll stay here for this 5 minutes, so you're welcome to stay and chat about anything. Or you're welcome to go for 5 minutes and come back. Whatever you like. So Kataki, how's it going? You and Sylvia are really good, doing a good job.
Yeah, all is all right. Everything is going okay.
I'm switching rooms here and there.
Yeah, well, it's good that you can do that. So you can go different.
Yeah, we just, I always believe in not keeping too many, things at home, and it really helped us to have. We often conduct 2 classes at the same time, and we have actually very small apartment, but we can still manage it because there is less stuff with us.
So we have only 3 rooms. This is our hall, where that's our exit door. And
yeah,
that's it.
that's good. That's good. I can certainly learn something from that. I mean, my apartment is pretty big compared to yours, but it's about a quarter of the size where we used to live.
Wow.
So we throw so many things away. We gave a lot. We're trying to give things away, furnitures and things. And people are a bit spoiled here. It's hard to give away your precious stuff.
I understand. It's tough to give away things. Karthik is very good at doing that.
I
He
like,
easily throws away things.
I have, some t-shirts that I'm using for 15 years and some that I just don't want to use for even 15 days and give away new.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course I throw away things. Then tomorrow, oh, what was that thing I was looking for? It's good experience. It's good. We're really getting to be comfortable here, and I only see the screen behind me. That just installed 2 days ago. I waited a month for them to do it, and it's supposed to be sound acoustically special fabrics that absorb sound, so you don't hear too much echo. Did you hear echo here when I talk?
Your sound is fantastic. It's really good.
That's good. And that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to go to office and places, putting blinds and curtains to make the sound more clear. Yeah.
And I think this room is wider as well, right?
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
That's very necessary when we are doing the longer forms.
Yeah. So I'm really happy that I found this place with space for me. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm guessing that the camera placement on a wide room, because I can see you're straight on, whereas I have to have my camera up high in order to get the room. So in a wide room, do you not have that problem? You can be more straight on?
Right. And also my camera has a wide angle as well.
Okay.
Sometimes when it's too wide, your body is distorted. So my son-in-law is very technical. He helped me to buy this camera, which is really handy. It make it look good.
Even is a great addition to the team. I was really happy to, when I started interacting with him, it was really, I was thinking there should be someone with more technical, understanding in the institute. We are lucky to have him.
Yeah, so everybody's almost back. Did you have any questions with the topics that we went through just now? We did a lot, teaching safely, which is really, really important. It's our really key of what we do. And we do have many health professionals here. Probably don't think many of you are Tai Chi teachers or have a lot of contact with traditional Tai Chi teachers. I have, and certainly there's a lack of understanding of teaching safely and people always come back to me and say, look, I teach Tai Chi for 20 years and I don't know anybody who got injured. Well, Tai Chi is relatively safe, sure, compared to many other sports. There's a national survey here in Australia, and they found things like yoga, soccer, has really high rate of injury. These are people who are trained by professionals, right? They're trained by physios and OTs and trained by sports specialists. And even that, 20% of them get injury in a year, which is a lot. And Tai Chi is not even in the list. So we're relatively safe, but nonetheless, I do see my patients that are saying people to do Tai Chi and they come back with injuries. For example, the classical Yang style have this move. They would do, and then they turn with the weight on that knee to the next. So it doesn't look like anything. It looks okay, but when you have weight here and you turn, you grind the knee, and that's have high injury to the knee. Whereas in our Yang style, you weight come back and then you turn. So you're not grinding that joint. That's what we do in modifying. Sung style has some of them, but generally speaking, Sung style had to follow steps, so that make it less straining on the knee and higher stance. So Sung style is the safest and the most qi cultivating style. That's why we chose that for Tai Chi for arthritis. But even that, we take the safe movements and then also more qi cultivating to put it together the right way. So it takes me usually 1 to 2 years to compose a program, working with people. And they might look very simple, but simplicity sometimes takes longer to do. Yes, I heard that, see that now.
Also, if covering too much at once gets confusing, and that puts people off too. If they have problems with remembering all the moves, that becomes a bit dangerous as well, I think. So the fact that the programs are selected moves and not overcomplicated is good.
Well said. Yeah, totally agree. And what I try to do and our college together is to find what really make Tai Chi so effective. And then we adapt that understanding. So you will see it in the stage 1 about the breathing, the Dantian breathing, that is so effective in bringing Qi. And Sun style is really, really good at growing the inner strength and the Qi. Yeah, so simple things can bring more effects. Instead of people learning all this complexity, they're learning all the enjoyable but energy cultivating movement. Okay, well, we want to maybe have a group general discussion about what do you feel was important to teach effectively? You know, in the traditional way, throughout history, the Tai Chi teachers tend to think, for example, the original Chinese style in the Chinese village, they say, if you do Tai Chi 3 years full time, you just got into the door, like goes through the first step. And if you do full time 10 years, then you can start teaching. That's impossible nowadays, but you don't need to. But there's a fault in that. You do 10-year full-time Tai Chi, you can be really, really good in Tai Chi, but it doesn't make you a good teacher at all. In fact, it makes you a more dangerous teacher if you do Chinese style, because it's at high risk. And you forget how difficult it was to learn from beginning. That's always a Chinese tradition, that if you're good at something, you'll be a good teacher. Well, that's not necessarily true. Teaching is a different art, and we have also good teachers here. I'm really keen on how to teach effectively. I remember as I learned in different areas, I found good teachers. In fact, there's interesting study on teaching. And there's one study, they were following good teachers and not so good teachers, and they found out what makes the good teacher better. And they interview one of the teachers, and the teachers gets really bad results. So he told the other teacher, who says, well, you know, of course I get bad result because my subject is so boring, nobody likes it. and your subject is so interesting. That's why you get good results. So the good teacher says, okay, I'll take a class for you tomorrow. And of course, he got great results. It's the subject matter, but it's not all that. So there's a lot of study on what really works and what bring it together. And that's what we have in mind in our training of effective teachers. So I'd love to hear from you. What do you think the most important thing that make you a good instructor in Tai Chi? Would anyone like to share that?
Yeah, I think having empathy with your students, understanding them, and having a good knowledge of what you're trying to teach.
Okay, empathy and knowledge. Anyone else like to?
Maybe connect with the student or connect with the person who is learning.
Yep, it's always important to connect with people.
And one thing I always, yeah, please go ahead, Ilana.
Is to know their goals, each participant's goals, yeah, what he or she needs to feel better. So I think that's very important too.
Absolutely, and that's a form of what Manjit was saying, connecting. When you connect with people, yeah, but you are more specific. It's really important to know their goal. Otherwise, how you can help them? Yeah.
And it's to do with connecting, but to make people feel comfortable in your class so that they don't feel frightened to ask questions and they don't feel embarrassed if they do something, you know, if they don't understand something.
Yeah, well said, Sharon.
So in the same line, I was going to say that keeping things simple, like even each movement, making it small and simple, easy to understand and follow.
Yep, absolutely. You know, there's a great researcher, Professor Albert Benjoros, who study on self-efficacy, and he have lots of really complicated study. Essentially, his statement was, if you can make a complicated task divided into small steps, simple steps, and when people learn it quickly, relatively easily, then they feel efficacious, they feel comfortable, then they can learn the next one easier. If you give them the full task that is too complicated, then they get overwhelmed and they never get it. So to make it simple, it's really important. Yeah.
I have one.
Go.
I have one point. Enjoy doing Tai Chi yourself. So if your student will see doing that, you doing that, then he will also start enjoying actually.
Thank you. Yeah. If you enjoy what you're doing, it's so much easier for people to join you. Okay. Well, I'm sure you went through the stepwise progressive teaching method that is based on research on how people learn best and follow your idea too of how people do it. So I would like to, okay, I just assume you go through that, but if you don't, it's okay, we can work on it again. But I would like you to teach a movement to your colleagues. So if we can divide you into group of 3, and then you take turns to be a teacher, the other person would be an observer, and the third person would be a participant. we try to avoid the word student. Student seems to me putting people down a bit because, you know, in adult learning, we're all working together. So I like to use the word participants. I'm participating in learning a new art. So if we divide into group of 3, then there will be how many groups?
I am on it.
Okay, great.
So basically three breakout rooms, right, sir?
Yeah.
And
then what?
Then how do we divide?
So
yeah, okay.
maybe when you see a list on the first, you'll be the instructor.
I have created 3 rooms. Room 1 has Sylvia, Tom, and Trevor. Room 2 has Elona, Sharon, and me. And room 3 has Andrea, Christine, and Purnima. So
Okay, so if your name's first, you are the instructor. And if your name's second, you are the participant, and the third name is observer. Is
what
that
do
right?
we, I and Sylvia, what do we do? Observer?
Maybe, so is one group have 4 people? Which group?
Yeah, room 3 will have 4 people because Purnima and Manjeet are together.
Okay, so when you have 4 people, you will have 2 participants. So what I like you to do, instructor is going to teach single whip. So assuming everybody learned this already, then your job is to teach single whip in the stepwise teaching method that you've seen on the DVDs and in stage 1. And the participant pretend you didn't know this movement. And the observers going to watch but don't say anything, don't give opinion, and don't say you forget this and forget that or anything, or you just sit there and watch. And then when I'm going to come to each room to tell you that you have done, that's your time to teach. You probably have 6-7 minutes to teach this movement. So I come to the room to say in 7 minutes, stop teaching, whether you finish or not, they stop teaching, and the observer will give you a feedback. So as an observer, you remember the stepwise method. First of all, show the full picture, and then speak to part 1, teach part 1 3 times, and then give feedback. The first feedback point got to be a positive point about the teaching method, not about the movements right or wrong. It's about the teaching method. The first feedback. So you have to learn to give positive feedback, no matter how much was wrong. Being wrong is if you look for it, you'll find something positive. And the second one, if there's any a point of improvement, and if you can have another positive feedback, like a positive sandwich, so then people learn better if you just gently point out the most important point to improve. Is that okay? And so I'll come to tell you, okay, you stop teaching, give feedback, and then I'll come back and tell you to change. So everybody have a chance of being a teacher, participant, and observer.
So Dr. Lam, is it better that me and Karthike become participants?
Sorry?
So is it better that myself and Karthike become participants instead of being observer and instructor, right?
I think it gets too complicated. So I think if you be like everybody else, taking turns, and then people then can watch how you do that role well.
Okay, okay, all right, got it.
So
that okay?
how long is this breakout room to be? 20 minutes or?
It's going to be probably, so you have 7 minutes to teach. I'll come and tell you to swap and couple of minutes to give feedback. So probably about half an hour. For the, by the time you had 3 rows, 3 lots of 10 minutes, you would have half an hour.
Okay. All right, so off to the rooms, everyone.
Okay, I guess I'm instructor first. And Christine is participant. And then your observers. Okay. All right, welcome. We're going to be learning form called single whip. And I want to start out with the arm motions first, so we don't have to worry about the lower body. Let's just stand. So with single whip, we're going to start in the forward position. We're going to be turning to the right, and I'm mirroring myself, so you go ahead and follow the mirror. Turning to the right, arms are coming out. Then put your hands forward and part, and then come back. I'm going to do it one more time. You can follow me if that's good for you. Turning forward, turning to the right, hands forward, then separating the hands like you're opening a curtain, and then coming back. Okay. All right, so show me, trying to remember the stepwise methods. Show me, okay, follow me. Hands up. Good. Now we're going to turn gently a little bit to the right to about 1 o'clock. And hands forward. Flatten your hands forward. Good. Separate your hands as if you're opening a curtain and you're turning, opening up your chest. Beautiful. Great. And then bring your hands back. Turn.
Gently shift weight on the left. Take the right foot out just a little bit and shift weight 70%. Now, when I say just a little bit out, it's about your fist width. That's all. About this much step forward you have to do with the right. Shift weight on the left and step just a tiny bit forward. Shift weight 70%. Like this. Please show me.
Sorry, you can't see my feet.
Yeah, we still have to do it that way. Please go ahead and show me. I'll see.
That's
what
all
I
right.
can. Are you maintaining your Tai Chi height? Sharon, are you maintaining your Tai Chi height?
Probably I need to be a little bit lower, maybe.
Yes. This is where we do Tai Chi. Okay, I think that looks okay. Remember, all Tai Chi is done with little bit knees bent, do only what is comfortable. Now, please follow me. Shift weight, head step. Shift 70% weight and turn your waist just a little bit towards the left side. Come back. Let's do that again. Shift weight on the left.
So, Tai Chi height, weight on the right, step forward with the left, shift 70% weight, and turn. Again. Weight on the right, step forward with the left, shift weight, and one more time, we'll do each 3 times. Weight on the right, step forward with the left, a little bit wider, shift 70% of the weight, and turn left.
So first I'll show you, you're going to shift your weight when we do the step and move forward. Then you're going to shift your weight back to your back leg and step back again. Feet hip width apart, and then distribute your weight evenly. So again, we're going to shift your weight to the right, step forward with the left foot, shift your weight forward, then shift your weight back to your back leg and step back, feet hip width apart. Okay, so do this with me. Shift your weight to the right, step your left foot forward, comfortable step, shift your weight forward. Okay. And now we're going to shift your weight back and step your left foot back. Good. Let's do it again.
That looks really good. Yeah, it looks very good. And I would say you have good energy, and you know, there is softness, and the movement looks like as we all should practice in terms of going against the gentle resistance. And I would like you to just maybe open your hands a little bit more as a, you know, just so that you can feel a little bit more expansion. And as I said, your balance, your flow looks very good. So that would be all.
Okay, it's time for, it doesn't matter if you haven't finished, but the feedback person just give feedback on the teaching method, please.
I like the teaching method very much because
Separate, open the window drapes.
Okay, it's time for feedback time for 1-2 minutes feedback. Simple, first positive, second points of improvement.
I have only positive feedback. So very clear instructions, good sequence, and very good breakup into the steps. So everything is very good.
Yes, Dr.
Okay,
Lam.
feedback time.
So Trevor is leading and Tom is participating, and
No,
I am
who's giving feedback first on your teaching? Tom, has you done?
Tom is the observer.
Yeah, so it's
Was the
Tom.
observer when I was teaching.
So Tom, you're giving feedback to Sylvia about her teaching?
Teaching is very good. Yeah, absolutely. Really beneficial how you explained what you're going to do. Like as a participant, you're saying, okay, this is what we're going to do first. I'm going to show you the front view, and the second thing, what I'm going to do is I'm then going to show you the back view. So I thought that was very good. So then the participant knows exactly what's going to happen. You made a very complex step broken down very nicely by going through first the feet, then the hands, and putting it all together. And I liked, you know, I thought it was beneficial when you gave like 3 examples of the feet, for example. Each example you gave us, you know, just that one thing to focus on. So 1 repetition, you say, when that leg out to the slide slightly wider. So so that was beneficial, not too much to concentrate at the all at once, but slowly building up, you know, scaffolding.
Great. Fantastic. So if you done what do you think, Trevor?
Sorry, of what, Paul?
You are the participant, so I mean you don't have to give feedback, but you're welcome to.
Yeah, because a participant, yeah, I could easily follow the steps, and you know, I think if we did the full 3 repetitions, I think that it would start to fit into sort of muscle memory, and I'd learn it, no problem.
Okay, so we move down to you will be the instructor, Tom will be the participant, Sylvia will be the feedback person.
Shall I start again, Sylvia?
Yeah,
No.
yes, Tom, please. Hey, sorry, Trevor.
Yeah, shall I start all over again?
Yes, please.
Okay, what we're going to go on with today is single whip.
Okay, did you done the feedback
Yes.
Yes, yes.
and move to the next round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's teaching?
Lemma.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, going.
Okay, yes, that looked very nice. Now we do the movement of the
Beautiful. Perfect. Looking great, looking great. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move to our lower body. We'll just focus on our feet. Okay, so now I want your feet to be about hip width apart. And what we're going to do is we're going to shift our weight to our left side. You can mirror me if you will. And then we'll go ahead and step, comfortable step with your right foot. Right. Perfect. Just like that. All right, let's do that again. Back to the starting position. Hip width apart. Okay. Shift your weight to one side. Step.
Hands together, ready, commence. Hands out, together. Weight on the left foot, right foot out, hands out, palms out, and open the curtains. One more time. Open and close. Weight on the left foot, right foot out, palms out, open the curtains. And last time. Open, close, weight on the left foot, right foot out, hands out, open the hands, push open the curtains. Okay. Any questions? Right, show me.
Okay.
That's great, that's great. Let's do it one more time together. That's really great. Well done. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So that was very good. And Dr. Lam, you want to add anything? You are not visible, but your name is there. Okay, all right. So let's continue. I will just note my observation. So this time, Tom, you be the instructor. Trevor, you be the observer. Okay, and I be the participant.
Okay.
Okay, hello and welcome. We're going to learn a nice step for single whip. But what we'll do, I'll demonstrate it for you first. I'll demonstrate it with me facing you, and then I'll demonstrate it with me. You can see me from the back, and then we'll do it together. Okay? Okay. So.
So yeah, there wasn't anything that I would have changed. Yeah.
Thank you. So I think switching roles, I am the observer now, and Sharon is the instructor.
Yep, and I'll turn some lights on. Hello, I'm Sharon. Today we're going to learn a move called single whip, and we're going to learn it from the position of start with, but then you take your weight over onto your left side, and that allows you to take a little step to the side with your right foot, to the side and just in front. You heel first and then you toe. And then you come back. You practice that again. So your weight's going over onto your left leg. Then you're lifting up your right foot, putting it to the side and just a little bit in front. Heel first and then toe. That's looking good. And as you're doing that, you're starting to transfer a little bit of weight onto that right foot. Oh, we go one more time. So weight to the left, picking up the right foot to the side and a little bit forward, heel first, and then onto the toe. I'm not sure what's happened to my camera. I've got the main, I've got Paul as the main picture there.
I can see you.
We're right now?
1 second.
I can see you.
Okay. All right. So now we've got the footwork. I'll show you what's happening with your hands. You've gone from that open close position to bringing your hands forward in front of you, a little bit like you're handing something to someone, and then turning your palms out. And once your palms are out, you don't want to lock your elbows. You just got your elbows soft. You're separating your palms like you're opening up the blinds at a window, the curtains of a window. Your left hand travels a little bit further than the right, and it's the left hand that you look at and follow. So I'll just show you that one more time. You go from your hands in front of you with open close to bringing them forward, turning the palms out, then separating them like you're opening up a curtain and keeping your eyes on that left palm. Do you want to show me that, please?
Yeah, that's a thing. Which one would you like to push? The feet or the
hands, and then we'll put it together.
Yeah, okay.
Forward. Lovely. Now we're going to put it all together, okay? So if we start from the open close position, we're taking the weight onto the left leg.
Kaviti, can you hear me?
Sorry.
Can you
Oh.
guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I lost my video. Somehow, I don't know what happened. I don't know how to restore it.
You can click on the arrow beside the video icon and see
Yep.
if it's selecting. There is a tick beside the correct camera.
Yeah.
Select camera, select a camera, or you can go out and come back one more time, maybe.
Go out and come back.
I mean, just leave the meeting and join back again.
Okay. If I leave the meeting, actually, maybe I need to make you a host before I do that.
I am a co-host already.
But if I leave the meeting, would that stop everybody?
I'm not sure.
Okay, you know what? How are you? Have you got the third round yet?
Yes, we have all just started.
Okay, you go ahead. I'll talk to other guys. I'm too worried about leaving it and then you have. Yeah, somehow.
Just ask you to start the video again.
Yeah, but my video, I think it's something with the internet connection that I couldn't. Yeah, okay, you go ahead. I'll see what happened to the next group.
Sure. Okay. Please continue.
And you know, I felt that I would definitely have confidence if you were teaching me, so I thought it was well done.
Okay, you can hear me? Can you?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you, Paul.
Okay, but they can't see me. I think I lost the video. I don't know. There's some connection with Zoom. So go ahead. Keep. Have you done the third round yet?
Yes, we completed actually, and we shared our observation as well. So do you want us to share the observation once again?
Yeah, keep talking. I'll go to the other group. I'll see what I can.
Bring your right foot back.
Hello, how you can't see me because I lost the video. I can't.
We can't see you.
But you can hear me, can you?
Yeah,
Can
we
you,
can hear
can
you.
you go to the next round? Please go ahead. Change to next round. Okay. Feedback and then go to next.
So I have just shown you what we are going to achieve. So now let us break it into steps. So first step is bring your hands in front of your chest. Open, close. Then just push. And then open the curtain. Bring it back. Bring your hands back near chest. Open and close. So